Starting off with Remakes censoring the old games because they are problematic.
Again, guys, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced has censored wooden figureheads of women on ships.
What?
Oh my god. Actual censorship.
Why?
Previously, we saw the Oblivion remake.
Dude, the left is just doing the same things that the right was doing in the 90s and early 2000s. Are we fucking serious here?
Cover-up statues as well, and when I talked about it, I had people coming at me saying, well, it's such a small, insignificant thing, it's not that big of a deal, it's a tiny part of the game, and it doesn't make the game bad.
Yeah, if we allow them to do this, if we give them an inch, they'll take a fucking mile, dude. Nope.
And we can straighten that out right now. Black Flag Resynced does not look like a bad game. I haven't had the chance to play it myself, but
it just looks like I would rather play the original one.
From what I've seen on screenshots, it looks really beautiful. Black Flag is actually one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, and
I played it, but I don't remember anything about it. I remember not liking it because I was wanting to play an Assassin's Creed game, and it just wasn't. But I'm gonna have to go back and play it again.
And it was my first PS4 game as well, so I have like a really special attachment to it. It looked great then, and I mean now it's just stunning. But the game being good and it having questionable design choices are not mutually exclusive. Both of those things can be true. I always find this kind of thing particularly annoying because it is so obviously pandering.
Yeah, they did that with Oblivion Remastered too, which by the way is still fucking broken. I'm glad that I refunded it immediately. I'm glad that Steam isn't hard-pressed on their 2-hour refund policy because I played like 5 hours of it and they still let me have a refund.
To the crowd that doesn't really care about video games, but they do care about controlling what you can and cannot like. It is anti-art, and it is hypocritical. You absolutely cannot ignore the double standards when
we can do it better than the original. The original was a problem. We're better now.
They are so blatantly in front of you. Look at Assassin's Creed Odyssey and how it prominently features full frontal male nudity on statues. So much so that PC Gamer gleefully made an article deep dive into all of the variations present in the game. This is peak journalism. And yet here, in a game about pirates—
Dude, I fucking hate journalists, man.
On a pirate ship, we must cover up the female chest. There can be no trace of it. It is absolutely obscene, unheard of. Tell me again how this isn't specifically about censoring women's bodies. What's more is that I don't remember anything like that being present in Black Flag, but if there was a character that was like a Greek god type male character wearing very little clothing, I can imagine that not only would they be very true to the source material when it came to a remake, they would also probably accentuate any details and things that he had going on.
That's because a bunch of fucking feminists took over the game industry and we need to kick every single woman out who isn't like Laura Fryer.
Why are we so afraid of boobs? Boobs. What, is it that easy? Going back to this not being a big deal, sure. Let's not care about it. In fact, let's not care about any small details in games, ever. Let's just have AI generate them instead of getting people to create them.
Fuck remakes. Fuck remasters. Unless they do like a full-on remake, like Resident Evil 4. I'll allow censorship if you make a game that's a remake like Resident Evil 4, where you actually rebuild the game from the ground up and you're trying to be a different game. Resident Evil 4 Remake is a different game than Resident Evil 4. I can play them back to back. I don't think that I would be able to play Oblivion and then Oblivion Remastered back to back because they're the same fucking game. But one of them is prettier and censored.
Because they don't matter, they're—
Which actually, I think that the original Oblivion looks better just because it has more classic charm, and I don't care about games looking the biggest and the best of all time. That shit's retarded. Why would I want that when I still play the old games because they look old?
They're small details, right? It's not a big deal, except if you actually care about intentional, meaningful choices in game design like I do, then it does become a problem. It takes 2 seconds of research online to learn that the specifically topless female figureheads on ships were designed in line with superstitions amongst pirates and sailors. It's said that a visage of beautiful, semi-nude women could distract sea gods and calm storms. Isn't that like super interesting, especially for a game like this? Somebody did their—
Well, they think that they're better than all of the people in the past. So we have to change the past because it's problematic.
research
fucking
and
retarded.
Through this medium, through video games, they showcased a part of history as was always done in Assassin's Creed games. They have always been crafted with a degree of historical research, even though the events and the main
yeah, and then Assassin's Creed Shadows happens.
Characters are fictional. Their stories unfold in a setting that does include real-world history, even real figures from world history, and that is what makes these games so unique. Going out of your way to censor wooden figures of the female body because we must suppress the evil male gaze is so directly disrespectful to the real-world cultures that are being depicted in these games. And I mean, fighting with the male gaze in a game about pirates, a male-dominated profession, so to speak, is a choice. And we already have a fair idea of why this happens, but I genuinely want to hear somebody try and justify this to me. Give me proper reasoning. Why? Why are we okay with sanitizing and covering up elements like this in mature rated games, mind you? What is the benefit, especially
because they feel bad. It makes them feel bad.
Especially when we absolutely, undeniably can see the double standards when it comes to depictions of men versus depictions of women in video games.
And I saw a bunch of people that are completely like the vote with your wallet people who always have problems with this, and they still fucking bought the game. They still bought the game and all the DLC. Vote with your wallet. Fucking, I lose all respect for you if you're one of those people. Vote for your wallet, and then you fucking do that.
Somebody pointed out that even Animal Crossing didn't censor statues in this way, because these are works of art. The female body and the feminine form isn't this evil, obscene thing. And the more things like this happen, this oddly conservative approach to art, the more we are indirectly perpetuating the idea that women in general should just be more covered up. This is the type of thing you see—
unless they're ugly. If the statues were fat, then I guarantee you they would have just let it fly.
On album covers in the Middle East, because in their culture you're not allowed to show skin as a woman like that. And in fact, in some cultures in the Middle East, you're not allowed to show women at all. When you're trying to show a bit of history and showcase a culture from a different time, why not accurately show the realities of this culture in your art? Especially when the source material already did so and nobody had a problem with it. I don't remember anyone ever speaking about this. That's just it, it's a small thing, and you'll ask me, why do I care about such a small thing? So I'll ask you, why did they care enough to change such a small thing?
Exactly.
The thing that you're told isn't happening keeps happening. Clearly somebody somewhere cares enough to make these changes.
International investors who think that it's going to make more money if more people think that nudity is not a problem, or nudity is a problem. We have to cover it up, because there'll be some people, there'll be like 2 people out there who won't buy the game because there's nudity in it. And children won't be able to play it because their parents won't let them play it if there's nudity. So they gotta change that. Even though, did they leave in the penises? I don't know.
And this is on the backdrop of this increased desensitization to depictions of extreme violence in media. Now, this might not be directly relevant to Assassin's Creed in this case, but we recently talked about Mortal Kombat. The outfits of the female fighters are very much on the more conservative, covered-up side. Meanwhile, their gory, violent aspect has only been amplified. The latest Mortal Kombat—
because they like violence. They think that women are too pretty, and they like violence.
In particular, it's a game that I bought and I finished like the week that it came out. I was so curious about it. Oh my god. The finishing moves are so detailed. They are so extremely graphic and gory. It's actually sickening. And of course, thanks to more detailed and more realistic graphics, they are more explicit. So we're okay with literally tearing female characters apart limb from limb, but God forbid they show a little bit of cleavage. Not in my good Christian neighborhood.
What happened to the whole, like, body positivity movement that the left was pushing? And now they've completely reversed on that? I don't get it, man.
I'm not surprised that Black Flag Resynced is overall successful. It's a remake of a really good game. In fact, it's many fans' favorite Assassin's Creed game. Of course it was going to sell, there was never any question about that. And I'll probably try it myself at some point, but I'm not gonna lie, things like this, they do rub me the wrong way.
I'll try it, but I ain't paying for it. Yo ho, yo ho.
You know, a great thing about all these single-player games that we love so much, like Assassin's Creed or Elder Scrolls, etc.
That goes for the same for the old version of the game. Yo ho, yo ho.
is that although it is a single-player experience, it very much feels like you're not alone in this world. You can feel the presence of the people that crafted this world because of the special attention to detail and deliberate design choices that have a deeper meaning.
Dude, I am completely out on all of the new AAA slop. Dude, it pisses me off so much that I really want to be into games again. I'm into games. I play games. I'm a gamer. I'm just not a modern gamer anymore. I play retro games, I play indie games. I don't even really play the AA games anymore.
Can make you learn something even about your real-world history, and they are just a raw, genuine expression of art through video games. When you ask AI to generate an image of something, for example, a library, it'll just give you an image and it will put stuff wherever it wants to put stuff, unless you're super specific with the prompt, but I mean, even then. In the older games that we love, every object that you find in the world is placed in the exact location that you find it in because a real person thought to put it there. There was a deliberate action that was taken. There was thought behind the process of putting it there, even if that thought was something as simple as, this would look really pretty right there. And that's partially why people respond negatively to the idea of AI generating anything for video games, including concept art. Because these supposedly small, insignificant details do matter to people. There are tons of YouTube channels nowadays.
So here's where I'm at on the AI. If you're a small creator, I don't mind it if you're trying to make like a big game. If you're a corporation, you better not be using AI at any level, because we all know what you're going to do. You're just going to cut corners. You're going to try and make it as easy on yourself as possible because it's a job for you. You're trying to make money rather than being passionate about the game. And that's why I'm out.
Analyzing tiny details in games that you may have missed. I do this. My whole channel is based on this. Because these tiny, insignificant things are a connection to the creator of the world that you're going through. So if we know that this matters to people, and things like this are just done to...
That's why I fucking hate remakes. Because they're just trying to cash in on an old IP, and then they change everything, and they slap Unreal Engine on top of it. I don't know. Did they do that with Assassin's Creed Black Flag? It kind of looks like Unreal Engine, but I don't know. They're starting to figure out how to make it not look like Unreal Engine anymore until Unreal Engine 6 comes out.
You pander to a specific group of people or send a message, then it should bother you also. It takes away from the art and meaning behind game design. The design of the actual female characters is actually something that was also discussed these days. I haven't actually had a chance to dive deeper into that myself. Some of the screenshots looked a little weird and then others were fine. Honestly, I do think that we need to take it—
I don't mind, in quotes, ugly characters. If they're supposed to be there and they make sense. I don't want real world people. I don't want Debbie from Dollar General in my fucking Assassin's Creed game. This shit's fantasy. If I'm gonna have ugly characters, it's gonna be like a chick with a burnt face and one eye or something. Like something fantastical.
Into account that these things can be a bit subjective, and it's okay that somebody would find some of this ugly.
Or like Ellie from Borderlands. She's fine.
And somebody would not.
She looks good, even though she's not, in quotes, attractive. That's my problem with it. People are like, you just want a goon, and I'm like, no, there are some, in quotes, ugly characters that are attractive in a way that is appealing to the eye, not in a sexual way. But they just can't get it the fuck. Actually, it's because they're commies. They know what you're talking about. They're just trying to control the narratives. They're fucking liars.
I haven't yet seen this game be a big offender in that sense. I thought most of it was fine. Like, Anne Bonny is an example that comes to mind, and while I don't think that she looks bad in the
the main characters look good. I don't give a shit, man.
Design at all.
Don't change anything.
There is less of an accent on her chest, or that it is smaller. And like I said, if this was a male character equivalent, I don't think that they would have toned it down at all. In fact, I think they would have put more of an accent. But even if you don't focus on specific characters or what somebody does or doesn't find beautiful, things like this should already be enough to raise an eyebrow. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it for now. After I've played the game, we might revisit this particular discussion, but so far seeing this, it's just annoying. And I said that this was happening a long time ago. I said this way before the Oblivion remaster came out. Some people did get angry at me for saying it, but I turned out to be right. Again, this is erasure, this is censorship, and if they're doing it now in a way that is so predictable and surprising to nobody, what is next?
And they're doing it oh, that's a hell of a pause. They're doing it because they want to, not because they feel they have to for the art. They're trying to control the narrative because they're a bunch of leftoid commies.
I will be totally unsurprised if we continue seeing things like this, while
it's gonna get worse if people don't push back on it and they keep buying this trash.
At the same time seeing an
especially the people who say not to buy the trash, and then they fucking turn around and buy the trash.
In graphic and explicit depictions of in-game violence. Totally unsurprised. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. As always, huge shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you all in the next video.
Sweet. Yeah, fuck Ubisoft. I hope that they crumble. And if it keeps getting worse like this, then I hope that they rumble. I hope the fucking rumbling happens and they get walked all over. Moving on!